Okay, good morning, students. Good morning to all of you after a long time as well. Last class, if you remember, we were talking about the diversity in the living world. Okay, what are the diversity? Diversity is nothing but different varieties. Okay, different species, either it in the plants, animals, or in the microorganisms. From the very small organisms to the larger organisms, there is a various diversity or diversification. Okay, so now coming to as you know what is diversity and diversity in the living organism. When we see around also the example which I had given, when we see around also there is different variety of organism which is present around us. Okay, so this is about the diversity in the living world, and in that the first chapter is the living world. Okay, to know about how the living world works. Okay, so in the living world, now when we come from the very start, that is from the very small organism, that is if I take microorganism to the larger organism, we see n number of changes. Yes or no? There is a lot of evolution that has taken place from the microorganism to the human beings. So that means there are different characteristics for the living organism. Okay, different characteristics for the living organism. Let us know more about it, and also you have known the different characteristics, that is about the all organisms grow, they reproduce. Okay, they reproduce their own. They reproduce their own offspring. They self-replicate. They self-organize. Okay, they respond to stimuli, that is to the external environment, when to the touch. Okay, to the touch, then to the sunlight, to the chemical. So there is a response to stimuli, which is also the example is given, that is about the touch me not, and the example is phototrophism and chemotaxis as well. The example for phototrophism is the sunflower. When the sun rises or it turns towards the sun, that is nothing but as phototrophism. Phototrophism can be both, it can be for the light as well as for the dark. Okay, we'll know more about what phototrophism and chemotaxis is in this chapter. Next, coming to homeostasis. Homeostasis is nothing but regulation of the internal environment to maintain a constant state. That is, to maintain a constant state is like, for example, which I had given you in the last class as well, that if we are into a freezing environment, our body ourselves regulates the temperature internally. Okay, regulates the temperature internally, so that we can manage or we can survive that particular environment. Okay, either it is too hot or too cold, any such thing, that is any such thing where the regulation has to be done, there the regulation takes place in the organism, mostly into the aquatic organisms. Okay, which I had told you last, amphibians. Okay, where this homeostasis takes place. Okay, so this is what we have until now gone through, what are the different characteristics of the living organism. Okay, so let us know more about it, what in the internally, like in the deeper, what happens in the living organism. So when we were studying about the different study of biology, or the different study of botany or the zoology, we have come across the word cell. Okay, the word cell is nothing but the word the word cell is nothing but the unit, the functional unit of life. Okay, the functional unit of life, and it is the basic and the functional unit of life, which is very important for all the organisms. Either it can be from the microorganism to the higher level of organisms. Okay, to the higher level of organisms. So all are aware about what is cell. Okay, cell is nothing but the structural and the functional unit of life. Everyone are aware about it, right? We have been studied about it. Cell is nothing but the structural functional unit of life. Now, when you know the definition that what is cell, it is a structural and functional unit of life. That means some function takes place in it. So there is some function taking place in it, and that is nothing but called as cellular organization, how the cells are organized, to give out a particular organism. Either it can be single cell or multicellular. Okay, either it can be single cellular or multicellular. A single cell also functions, a set of cells also functions. Okay, in the last class when we were discussing about the cell, I have told you that a cell forms tissue, tissue forms an organs, and the organ forms the organism. Okay, so all organisms are made up of one or more cell. It's a basic unit of life. So remember this, organization is nothing but all organisms are made up of one or more cell. Okay, example of one single cell is, example one of one cell is amoeba. Example of one cell is amoeba. Okay, example of one cell is amoeba, and more cell is human beings, animals, plants. Okay, multicellular are human beings, animals, and plants. So these are the cellular organization. Remember this. Only remember this. Cell is a basic unit of life, and cellular organization, how it is, either it is single cell. Okay, single cell or a multi-cell. Okay, single cellular organism or multicellular organism. Single cellular organisms also exist. For example, there are amoeba and many such microorganisms. Okay, which comes into very lower level of the kingdom, that is in the plantae or in the animalia. Okay, whereas the human beings, the animals, the plants, the other multicellular organism, a microorganism as well comes under the multicellular organism. Multicellular is nothing but multi means more, and cellular means the basic unit of life. Okay, so cellular organization, all organisms are made up of one or more cells. Remember this. Either it is single cell or multi-cell. Next, coming to metabolism. Okay, so metabolism, very easy example is digestion. Okay, why I'm taking the example of digestion is, it's not actually the metabolism process, the digestion I can tell, but all the breaking down processes in the body can be termed as metabolism. Okay, cellular respiration which takes place inside the cell is also metabolism. Now what? Now for example, you have taken food. Okay, in the now as you have done your breakfast, you are done with your breakfast, you have taken food. That means something glucose or the sugar you have consumed. Okay, something glucose or the sugar it has consumed. Now what happens when it goes inside your body? The breaking down of this food takes place. Okay, the breaking down of this food takes place. Now, as the breaking down of the food takes place, okay, now as the breaking down of the food takes place, many chemical involved into it, okay, many chemical involved into it, and then the process is done. The breaking down of the food is done, okay, because food is a very complex. Okay, food is very complex. If it is made up of many such lipids, protein, vitamins, yes or no. So it is a complex. So chemicals are needed for them to break down. Okay, chemicals are needed to a chemical reaction has to take place to break it down. Okay, and that process is nothing but as metabolism. Okay, sum total of a chemical reactions within a living cell that provide energy for the vital processes. Okay, the example is same as I can say you the digestion. When you take up the food, the food goes inside the stomach. The chemicals, there is a chemical reactions taking place in your stomach. Okay, chemical reaction taking place in your stomach, which ultimately the result is to give energy to your body. Okay, ultimately the ultimate process result is to give energy to your body. Okay, metabolism is nothing but a chemical reaction within a living cell that provide energy for vital processes. It can be for respiration, then for the digestion and other catabolism, anabolism, many such metabolic activities takes place. We'll know more about it. Just have to know that metabolism is nothing but sum total of all the chemical reactions within a living cell that provide energy for vital processes. Only remember this, and metabolism is nothing but some chemical reaction happening to give energy to your body. Okay, some chemical reaction happening to give energy to your body. In very simple language you understand, do not confuse yourself. Okay, so metabolism is nothing but the chemical reaction that is happening to give energy to your body. Okay, next coming to interaction with cells and the living organism. Our interaction with our own cells and also with the living organism which is surrounding us. Okay, which is surrounding us in our ecosystem. Okay, interaction, that is interaction from the both the side where we are dependent on them and they are dependent on us. Okay, that interaction between the ecosystem. Okay, that interaction with the cells and the living organism in the ecosystem, that also has to be studied in this living world. Next is heredity, self adaptation and evolve. Okay, heredity, self adaptation and evolve. Now first we will just focus on what is heredity. Even I remember I have given this example as well. When you when a newborn, when you go to see a newborn baby, you usually everyone start comparing that the baby's eyes are similar to her parents or grandparents or the sister or anyone like that. Like we compare, right? The nose is very small. That must be someone to that. This must be similar to her mom or any such thing. Yes or no? We do that, and why we do that? It's because the similarities come. The similarities to the baby come from the parents, from the grandparents, from the family. Okay, the similarities come from their grandparents, parents, family, sister, brother, or anyone. Okay, so that means heredity. That means heredity. The heredity which comes from your parents, your grandparents to the baby. Okay, you must also have come across like any such thing. People telling that okay, you got your color, your eyes or your nose or any such hair as for reason that must have got from your parents or from your sister or anyone as such. So that is nothing but heredity. Okay, heredity comes from the family. Okay, heredity comes from the family. That means heredity is being controlled by something, and that control is done by the genes, which you have already studied. Okay, that heredity is controlled by genes. The genes from your parents, from your grandparents, from your family comes to you, and all the similarities. There are not all the similarities, few similarities you can see in the newborn baby, and that is nothing but heredity. Okay, heredity can not only be with the structural or with the structural appearance. Heredity can be with some of the actions as well, or some of the habits as well, or I can say voice. Okay, voice also can be similar. Then there can be so many things which can be similar. It's because the gene which was is being transferred to you from your family. Okay, from your parents, from your grandparents. Okay, that is nothing but called as heredity. Okay, heredity is nothing but, remember this, the similarities or the things which you get from your parents, from your elders, from your family, that is nothing but called as heredity. Okay, that goes from one generation to the other generation. Okay, that goes from one generation to the other generation. Okay, you must have come across this heredity term in your household as well. That okay, you are similar to this person, or you were your great grandfather used to look as similar like you and all. That is because the genes which were present in your parents has been transferred to you, and because of that, some similarity can be seen. Okay, next coming to self adaptation. Okay, now for example, remember, for example, now take that you have left a plant, you have left a potted plant for many days together without watering it or anything as such, and you have to water it daily. Will it survive? Will it survive if you do not water it daily? If you leave it for a gap of 1 week and you are not watering it daily, then it will not survive. Yes or no? That only. Now for example, you take that there is no water in that particular place. Okay, there is no water in that particular place, and the plant has to survive. Okay, the plant has to survive. That means the plant has to survive means it starts something called as adaptation. Okay, it starts something called as adaptation. It starts storing water. Okay, it starts storing water. It transpires less water. Okay, it transpires less water. It tries to absorb water from all the sources. Okay, it tries to spread its roots for a very long area. Okay, or a very wide area. Okay, why the plant does that? It's because it adapts itself to survive into the condition where there is no water. Okay, to survive into those conditions where there is no water, and that is nothing but called as self adaptation. Okay, now the example what I have given was where there is a the plant needs ample number of water daily. You water it, but for a gap of 1 week, you are not watering it. That means what happens is the plant will die. Okay, the plant will die because of no water. Okay, no proper water, the plant will die. The same thing I'm saying you, if there are plants, if there are plants which are grown in the places where there is no water at all. Okay, for xeric areas, or I say desert areas, there is no water at all. What happens, the plant itself adapts to survive into those conditions. Okay, adaptation is nothing but adjusting to those conditions. Okay, adjusting to those conditions. If it adjusts, it leaves, it survives. If it couldn't adjust, it dies. Okay, so self adaptation is also among one of the characteristics of the living organism. Either it is about microorganisms, about animals, about plants, and also about the human beings. Okay, we self adapt ourselves to survive into those conditions. Okay, to survive into those conditions. And if in case that particular organism couldn't survive or couldn't adapt those different foreign conditions, okay, those different exotic conditions, then what will happen is it will eventually die or totally vanish away from the earth. That is, they become extinct. Okay, they totally vanish away from the earth. So, hopefully, you are clear with the terms heredity and the self adaptation. Next is evolve. Okay, next is evolve. And now coming, let us go to the history. Okay, let us go to the history where you have known that our ancestors were the monkeys, were the apes. Okay, our ancestors were the apes. From the apes, we evolved to come into the to be a human being. Okay, we evolved to be a human being. Now that means there were many such changes which took place in that particular animal to get us into this human being. Okay, to get us into this human being form. Okay, that is nothing but the whatever the changes that took place in the each step. Okay, the whatever the changes that took place in the each step is nothing but called as evolution. Okay, the changes which took place in the each step is called as evolution. Now, the example which I had taken was from we evolved from the ancestors, that is the apes, the monkeys or the gorillas. So, what happened was slowly they started shedding their own and they started shedding the characteristics of the animals. Okay, slowly the hair, their facial hairs or the hairs which were present in their body started shedding. That was one evolution. Okay, that was one change which took place. Later, what happened was some different changes started taking place. Internal changes started taking place. So, what happened as each step went on, as each era went on or the went on, there were few changes. There were many such changes which took place. Okay, there were many such changes took place, and these total changes are known as evolution. Okay, and that is nothing but is called as evolve. We evolve every day. Okay, either it is a human being, plants, animals, we evolve every day. we get adjusted to many such mutations, like many such changes in the environment, many such radiations, okay, many such chemicals, many such environmental, different environmental conditions, pollutions, okay. So we evolve each day to survive into this living world. Okay, to survive into this living world. So now, when we knew about the basic characteristics, we came into the internal characteristics of the living organism. That is cellular organization. Okay, that is they are made up of single cell and the multi-cell. Okay, they are either single cellular or multicellular. Next is metabolism, where a chemical reaction takes place to give out energy. Okay, the chemical reaction that takes place in our body to give out energy, let us know with in very easy definitions. Whereas next is interaction with the cells in the living organism, and the other one is heredity, which we get from our ancestors, from our parents, okay, from our family. The similarities which we get, either it can be the structural similarities, okay, or something which we something like habits, voice, which I said you. Next is self adaptation, where we adapt ourselves to survive into that living world. Either it can be some of those conditions where we cannot survive. Okay, some of those conditions where we cannot survive, but we adapt ourselves to survive there. Okay, next is evolve. Evolve is, what are the example which I had given is from the animal, or the from the apes, how we evolved in the each step to be this particular human being. Okay, be a complex organism, that is a human being, is nothing but that changes which took place in the each step is nothing but called as evolution. Okay, it's nothing but called as evolution. Next, coming to, there are seven life processes, all know, that is movement, respiration, sensitivity, growth, reproduction, excretion, and nutrition. Okay, these are the seven life processes. We all know that we move, yes or no, we respire, we inhale oxygen and exhale out carbon dioxide. Then sensitivity, we are sensitive to the surrounding. Okay, we are sensitive to the surrounding. Then we are also sensitive to many such things like heat, temperature, okay, pH. We are sensitive to these all and factors of the environment. Next is growth. Okay, growth is what, according to you. According to your definition, growth is nothing but which you very grow. Yes or no? When you very small as a toddler, you must be a small baby from where you grew with not only with the height but also with the mass, and you went on to become a adult. Yes or no? You went on to become a teen or adult. So that means there is a growth which takes place each year, okay, or each time to a particular age. Okay, to a particular age. Increase in the size or number. Like in number, it is for the growth. In size and numbers, it is in for the microorganism, where we see the growth according to the number. Okay. Then next is reproduction, creating new individual, giving out a new offspring. Okay, giving out a new organism. Next is excretion, removal of the waste from the body, and nutrition, obtaining food to build the body. Yes or no? We every day, it is necessary for us to take the food or consume the food from the morning, then in the afternoon, then in the night. Then it is done so that we are into the contact with the proper nutrition and food. Okay, we are in contact with the proper nutrition and food. So these are the seven life processes. So in that seven life processes, first is growth and development. Okay, the first is growth and development. Now, what is growth and development? Growth, what I had said is increase in the size and mass. Okay, growth is nothing but increase in the size and mass in microorganism and number. We count it according to how many colonies are grown or how many organisms are grown there. Okay, it's according to the number for the microorganism. Whereas for us, growth is nothing but increase in the size. Okay, increase in the size and the mass. If whenever we see any toddler or a small baby which are into the phase of growing, okay, which are into the phase of growing, we we expect that okay, till this age this much of growth has to be done, till has to be done next in the next, till it moves on to the next stage, this much of growth has to be done. So that means we know that how the growth has to be done and what age they grow. Okay, until what age they grow. That means we know that growth is nothing but the increase in the size and the mass. Okay, increase in the size and the mass. Either it can be anyone, for example, it can be human beings, it can be plants, and it can be animals as well. Okay, so growth, hopefully it is clear to you. Growth is nothing but increase in the size and the mass of an organism. For microorganism, we say it increase in the size and number. Okay. Next, coming to reproduction. Reproduction is nothing but to give out a new offspring. Okay, to give out a new offspring or to reproduce a new organism. Okay, to reproduce a new organism. Then the third, which we have discussed, that is heredity of traits. That is nothing but we get the characteristics or the similarities from our family, from our parents, or from our grandparents, or anyone for such in the family. That is nothing but the traits or the characteristics which we get from them, the similarities which we get from them is nothing but heredity, and the heredity is controlled by a particular thing that is known as gene. Okay. It is the gene which controls it. Next is homeostasis, that is stable internal conditions. We have already discussed homeostasis as well. Then metabolism, energy from chemical reactions we get from the example which I had given was food. When we intake food, the food is broken down. The food is broken down by the chemical reactions, and then the why we consume food is for the energy. So later the result or the result which we get from this chemical reaction is the energy from the food which we consume. Okay, that process is known as metabolism, where the chemical reaction takes place. Next is cellular structure and composition. How the cell is, okay, how different is a single cell organism, multicellular organism, how different is prokaryotes and eukaryotes, how different is animal and the plant cell. Okay, so this is about the cellular structure and composition. Okay, how different is single cellular organism, multicellular organism, animal and the plant cell. Okay, next is respond to the environment. That is which we have already discussed as well. That is phototrophism, then chemotaxis, then the response to the stimuli, that is on the touch as well. Okay, whenever, for the example was touch me not plant, that is Mimosa pudica. Whenever we touch them, they close. The closing is because of the response to stimuli. Okay, the closing is because the response to stimuli. So remember this: growth and development, the different characteristics, growth and development, reproduction, heredity, homeostasis, metabolism, cellular structure and composition, and response to the environment. Okay, response to the environment. So now again we'll discuss about what is growth. Growth is nothing but increase in the mass or the number of an individual cell. So this is a definition, remember this. Increase in the mass and or number, that is for the microorganism which I told you. Increase in the mass size of an individual or cells. Okay, number we say that for the microorganism, if they increase in the number, we say that okay, the growth is taking place in this microorganism. Okay, this particular microorganism is growing. So remember what is growth, the definition. Please note down and take as well. Definitions are very important. And specific definition must be there, that is increase in the mass and or the number of an individual or cells is nothing but growth. Next is increase in the mass and number of the twin characteristics is the living creatures. Yes, as the size increases, the mass also increases. As the number increases, okay, the mass also increases. So these are the twin characteristics, means it goes simultaneously, that is in hand. Okay, if the size increases, usually the mass also, there is an increase in mass as well. Okay, there is an increase in mass as well. So remember the definition of growth: increase in the mass or the number of individuals. Number of individuals is only for the individuals or cell is only for the microorganism. Increase in the mass or the size is known as growth. and that goes hand in hand. Once the size increases, the mass also increases. These are the twin characteristics. So growth is nothing but increase in the mass and the number of individual or cells. Then next, coming to growth in the multicellular organism. Okay, growth in the multicellular organism. How the growth in the multicellular organism takes place. Okay, now for example, which I had taken in the first as well, that is about you. When you are a very small toddler, okay, toddler, what happened was, from a baby you became a toddler. From the toddler you became to went on to become a play school kid, then late of the primary, then to the high school, and now into the a teen. Okay, a proper teen. So that means there is some growth which took place in you. Yes or no? You are not a toddler. You are not just a toddler which you were there. That means something which made you to grow. Okay, there was some this organization or the some division happening which helped you to grow. So that is nothing but the growth is done by the cell division. Okay, the growth is done by the cell division. So cell division is nothing but from one cell. Okay, from one cell you become two cell. This one cell you become two cell. From here again the two cell. So like this it goes on. Okay, like this the chain goes on. Now, how does this cell division helps? Okay, cell division occurs throughout their life at specific location is in meristematic tissues, and this is known as growth. We'll know more about what is meristematic tissue, how it works. Okay, how it works, what it does, and why only in the meristematic tissue this happens. Okay, why only in the meristematic tissue this happens? Cell division in the plants occurs throughout their life. Okay, and that only at the specific location, not everywhere. Now, for example, this is the plant which I have taken. Not everywhere the cell division takes place. Only at this few specific location it takes place, and that is one is meristematic tissue. We'll know more about what is meristematic tissue, why only in the meristematic tissue it happens, and what happens in the meristematic tissue that it leads to the cell division. Okay. Now coming to the in animals growth occurs up to a certain age only, but the cell division continues for the maintenance. Okay, to a certain age only we grow, human beings as well, but the cell division will be taking place in our body. Okay, the cell division will take place in our body. When the old cell die, the new cell replace them. Okay, when the old cell die, the new cell replace them. Okay, that is replacement of lost tissue. We'll know more about in detail about the growth in multicellular organism, what happens, how does it takes place. We'll know more about this in the next class. If there is any doubt, you can ask me personally or in the next class as well if there is any doubt regarding this particular topic which you have done today. Okay, so any questions, any doubts, any specific thing which you have not understood as well. Okay, so today we have learnt about the different characteristics, that is the internal characteristics, then the growth, reproduction, heredity, metabolism, response to environment, cellular structure and composition, homeostasis. Then about the growth, that is increase in mass, and size, okay, and the number of individual cells in the microorganism. Then in the growth in the multicellular organism, that is about the cell division, that is in plants cell division occurs throughout their life at the specific locations only, not everywhere it happens, at the specific locations only. That is about the meristematic tissue. Then and this is known as growth. Next is in animals the growth occurs up to a certain age only, but the cell division continues for the maintenance. That is, maintenance is nothing but if a one cell die, then the next cell replace it. Okay, then the next cell replace it, and that is known as replacement of lost tissues. Okay, hopefully you have understood the class, today's class. If there are any doubts, please do tell me either in the next class, ask me questions regarding this if there are any doubts or anything which I have not understood. Okay, go through the slides, go through the video, note down the points. Okay, note down the points, read through it once. Okay, read through it once, try to understand. Okay, thank you so much. Have a nice day.